Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Because I've Healed. Am I nervous? I'm doing something a little different today. I am doing a tarot card pull to give us some guidance and direction for the week ahead. And this is August, what day is it? August 4th. I am doing this Sunday, August 4th. I asked Spirit, the universe, my ancestors, my guides, God, whatever you want to name this highest power, for some guidance that I felt like anybody who is listening to my voice would benefit from. And I got some cards that were pulled. And the reason why I'm a little bit nervous is because I've never put this out in the public like this. I have not been formally trained in tarot, but for the past year or so, I've been pulling cards, and my own intuition has gotten stronger and stronger. And the thing about tarot cards or divination tools of any kind, whether it's like, I don't know, what is that thing called where the pendulum, or any other kind of tools that people use, it's really a way to get more signals from your intuition. So I essentially do the same thing when I'm doing intuitive readings for people, but sometimes I think the tarot is kind of fun because then I can just look at the cards that come up and it feels like confirmation for what I already know is going on inside. So this week, let me get to it. This week I pulled a 9 of coins, a 7 of coins, a 3 of knives, 2 of knives, the Ace of Wands reversed, and their 3 of coins reversed. So I'm going to go ahead and play the intro, and then I'm going to get right into it when you come back to me. Welcome to Because I've Healed, the podcast where we talk about shaking the chains of expectations placed on us by the world. My name is Asha Wilkerson, and I'm a former high-achieving attorney and college professor turned healing-focused life coach for Black women. Each week, I'm bringing you a life lesson that started with healing. Not only will I explain the chains I was able to break, but also the success I experienced after. Let's get to healing. Okay, let's get into it. So the first card that I pulled on this week's tarot pull, if you're watching this on the video on Spotify or on YouTube, you can see that this is the 9 of coins. It is two people. I don't know why it's getting darker now, but it's two people. It looks like a couple who are holding trays of tea and food. They are a couple that is dressed very stylishly, and they are a symbol of success here. This tarot deck, if you're looking at it, it's called Black Tarot by Asha Williams, and it's illustrated by Kimishka Naidu, and it's beautiful. This is my favorite deck to pull. But the 9 of coins really represents this wealth and abundance that this couple has received, and self-sufficiency. They're self-sufficient and they are luxurious. They've built an empire together and they are comfortable. But the reason why they are comfortable is because they have broken away from the status quo, from the limiting beliefs, from all the societal beliefs and norms and rules that have held them back. So they have found their freedom and they are flourishing because they are living their life on their own terms. So this card is really about, I'm looking down at my notes. This card is really about abundance and finding a slower pace, taking care of your environment and acknowledging success. But it is really a message to continue to structure your life in a way that works for you. Stay balanced between doing the things that you have to do and the things that you want to do so you can create this sustainable life. Trust your voice and don't be afraid to create a new path where few have wandered. And I feel like that is so, y'all know I talk about my You First coaching all the time. I feel like this card, if there's any card in the tarot deck that represents the message of my You First coaching, of learning to put yourself first and to create the life that you want, regardless of what all the expectations are that are on you, this 9 of coins is exactly that. So this card is a symbol that this couple has found success and wealth and abundance, but they've done it by divesting from the systems that held them back, divesting from the beliefs that limited them, divesting from the expectations that were placed on them that didn't allow them to live in their fullest light, and power. And now that they have done that, they have found the success and luxury that they want. The next card that fell out of the pull is this Seven of Coins. And this is a woman sitting on the beach in the tide. The tide is coming in. She has some cowrie shells tied around her waist. There's 7 of them. And this card is really about the investment that you have made paying off now. Okay, so the seeds that you have planted have taken root or are taking root, and now is the time to get ready for your harvest. Okay, you've put in the hard work, the dedication, the time, the energy, and the effort, and good things are going to come. You're going to be able to reap the rewards of exactly what you have put in. And then this is also a really good card as a reminder to honor your progress, but also to continue to grow and heal as you build and create. So you can honor your progress and still have more to go, right? You're still building and you're still growing. And it's also a really good card to double check your alignment and your progress. So make sure that the goals that you were working towards when you planted those seeds are still your goals. Because remember, we have this first card, this 9 of Coins, that is all about figuring out your own way and choosing to do things the way that you want to. And the 7 of Coins says that it is going to pay off. It is paying off now. It's getting ready to pay off. And you are going to be able to reap the rewards of what you have sown, reap the harvest of what you have sown. Okay, I'm also going to bring all these cards together at the end too. This next card is the 3 of Knives. And this is a picture of a man who is knitting something. And it looks like it's raining outside, it's storming outside. And this is really a card about grief. It's about sorrow and grief. And this card is asking you to deal with any of the pain or loss or emotional turmoil that you may have experienced in your life. So this person is grieving because he was caught off guard and was heartbroken. Whatever happened, he wasn't expecting. So if there's something in your life that has happened that you weren't expecting, whether it is from back in childhood or recently, maybe someone didn't meet your expectations, maybe you have a breakup, maybe you're no longer working with the company that you were working for, there's some deep pain and some grief and some loss that's there. And this card is asking you to actually deal with it, to process it, to move it through your body and to let it go so that you don't have any of that anger or negative energy weighing you down. And the reason why is because with these first 2 cards, you've got places to go. You're building a life that works for you. You're getting ready to reap the harvest of the work that you've put in, but that will be dampened if you don't deal with the emotional pain that you have experienced at any point in your past. Because if you don't deal with it, it will come up and it will follow you. So this card is asking you to process it and trust that one day, whatever wounds you have will heal and be mended. As I'm thinking about this in terms of building your life, this could be some of that guilt that we feel, especially if you're first gen, especially if you're a person of color, especially if you are financially supporting your family, thinking about letting go of maybe the comments that your family members have made, maybe the expectations that people have put on you in society as you're going through school, as you're working in corporate, or even like statements from your family members that have brought you down, right? And just like cut you a little bit. And they're coming up now as you're thinking about making a change and living life for you. And you're thinking like, oh, well, my mom always told me that I was her retirement plan, or, my dad always told me that I was going to get too big for my britch, whatever it is that's coming up for you, that is that little seed of doubt or pain that is in your mind as you are thinking about building this new life for yourself and really just doing what's right for you, doing what's best for you. This next card is the 2 of Knives. This tends to come up a lot in my tarot pulls. It is, if you're looking at it, this woman is in the dancer's pose, and the knives tend to be about decisions. And so this person is at an impasse. There are decisions to be made, and she's not quite sure what decision to make. And this is a card about slowing down. Keeping the dancer's pose as a heart-opening posture, literally broadening your chest and lifting your heart up to the sky. It's about taking your time and being mindful about your decisions. And if you know that there's a big decision that's coming up, like maybe we're talking about changing your life around or letting go of some expectations or quitting a job or telling family members that you can't support them in the same way, you know that there's going to be some kind of emotional fallout that you're going to have to deal with around that. And this is a card about keeping your heart open, but also emotionally preparing for what may come your way. Trust your heart over your clouded mind. So if you're like me, I'm like, my mind is going a million miles an hour, but then there's something that I want to do in my heart. And I'm always going back and forth between logic and what I want to do. This card is telling you to trust your heart, to find balance and to be stable yet at ease, to be committed but not attached, and to be engaged but also at peace. So trying to find that balance where you're moving forward, you're making progress, but you're also not so attached and tied to the outcome. This card is also about being patient. Be patient even if you don't have an immediate answer yet. You don't have all of the information, so you still need to gather information, understand the full picture, then you can make a decision. And so instead of rushing to a conclusion or something like that, just be patient, keep your heart open, take in the information, and then trust that when your heart tells you how to move, you will know how to move and it'll be the right decision. This next card is the Ace of Coins, Ace of Wands. Sorry, Ace of Wands reversed. But I'm going to show it to you right side up. These are two impala meeting under a baobab tree. In many African cultures, the baobab tree is a sacred tree, which is where people believe that you can commune with your spirits and your ancestors. And so this is really about, and these are two, male impala fighting each other. And so this is your internal battle and a struggle with yourself. And the message is to heed your internal advice and wisdom. Be open to channeling inspiration and pursuing ideas that will allow you to rise above any obstacles in your way. This is a card that says you need to act on your divine intervention when it strikes you. You have a green light to build the world and the life that you believe in, which again goes back to the 9 of coins here and the 7 of coins as well. But this card for us was in reverse. And so that means that this is a good week. I'm trying to get the light on here so I can turn on this light to make it better. This card in reverse is really about paying attention to any negative reactions that you may have and revelations that might keep you stagnant. So typically the Ace of Wands is a card about moving and making decisions based on your internal trust system, the internal wisdom that you have. But because it's reversed, I'm wondering where you are not making decisions because you are not trusting and relying on your internal guidance. So think about that this week. And then the last card is this 3 of coins, which is shows a woman painting another woman with cowrie shells around her neck. This was also in reverse for us this week. So this card is really about collaboration and implementation. So this woman here is painting her thing, her something special that only she can bring into the world. And the cowrie shells are a reminder of wealth that comes from collaboration. So this is a card to really think about and to be reminded about how change can come from collaboration. So where do you need to meet with people and put your joint efforts together to create the thing that you want? It's also about bringing something tangible into the world. So whether it's a work project or a personal project or some kind of craft, it's about building something tangible that you can put your energy and effort into. This card is also about not being deterred by any roadblocks or setbacks that you have, because often those roadblocks and setbacks, when you figure out how to get around them or over them or through them, they become our biggest teachers. So hold on to the passion that you carry for the skills that you are honing and that you're developing. Stick with that passion, continue to grow and develop as you need to. But again, this card was in reverse. So this is asking you to look at what areas of your life, your work, are misaligned. What projects are you working on that are misaligned? Where are you feeling like you are seeing conflicts and challenges? Because that is an indicator that you are misaligned, that the work you're doing is not aligned with like the mission that you have, right? Okay, so I'm going to go back through and put them all together. So we have here the 9 of coins and the 7 of coins. Again, these two cards are really about manifestation. The 9 of coins, it's the couple here that is this wealthy couple. They're an abundant couple, and they got this way by divesting from the system and the beliefs that were holding them back. This card here, the 7 of coins, is about reaping the benefits of all the hard work and the things that you have sown. So these two cards are great together. If you are at a stage in your life right now where you have a decision to make and you have you can keep doing the same thing you've always done, or you can begin to do something different. I want you to really think about that and think about what you need to let go of to move in the direction of your dreams, knowing that all the hard work that you put into yourself and into the life that you created, even if you choose a different path, is still going to benefit you. It's still going to come to fruition. This 3 of knives is about letting go of, well, first processing and then letting go of emotional turmoil. Process it, understand what it is, understand how it holds you back, and then let it move through you, let it go so that you can continue to build that life that you want. And I think for us, this has to do with, especially if we're people of color, has to do with the expectations. Like for me personally, I was so torn between, okay, my grandfather was a part of the civil rights movement. He worked with Martin Luther King Jr. and Medgar Evers to desegregate the United States, right? And to get Black people equal rights. My mom was the first Black woman to attend the University of Mississippi. She had a long career in education. Me becoming an attorney, the first attorney in my family, and that made everybody so proud, right? Like I had made it, I had done it. And when I realized that practicing law was no longer in alignment for me and that I no longer wanted to teach full-time in the paralegal program, I had to deal with a lot of not necessarily things that they said to me, but understanding that I was representing more than just me. And I had to heal, and I'm still healing some of that emotion that comes up when I think about, goodness, they sacrificed and they fought so much so that I could have this prestigious career and make all this money. I don't really think that the field's all that prestigious. And sometimes the money can be okay, but you got to work so hard for it. It was not in alignment with what I wanted to do anymore. And I had to begin to process that in my own judgment and criticism for me to move through that. There was also a waiting period here. This 2 of knives is about preparing for whatever emotion is going to come up as you're moving and you're building, also knowing that you will have decisions to make, which is why you need to emotionally prepare for them, but you may not know the answer right away, and that's okay. You're still in information gathering stage. So if we're bringing it back to planning your life, making some changes, starting to put you first, you don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't have all of the answers, and that's okay. We're, especially for high achievers, we really want to know that we have all the answers, that we know exactly how it's going to turn out. But if I quit my job, I'm going to get this next one. But if I move to Portugal, everything's going to be great and no hiccups, all of that stuff, right? But we don't know because life is constantly happening around us and happening for us. And so the position you need to remain in is a heart-opening position, trusting that you will know when to move, and do not move hastily because you need more information and you need to trust that divine wisdom and your heart within you. That also is the same with this Ace of Wands, with the 2 gazelle under, or the impala under the baobab tree, right? This was in reverse. And this is about fighting your inner wisdom. Your inner wisdom wants to come out and wants to help you make decisions. And when, like the 2 of knives is saying to be patient and wait for information, when you feel inspired, when you know that the message you're getting is from the divine, you'll feel it in your belly. You'll just know it in your heart to be right. Maybe you'll hear a message. Maybe you'll get confirmation. That's when it's time to move. But go back to or create some practices that allow you to get quiet to see, is this a message from the world or is this a message for me specifically about how to move? And then this Three of Coins, again, it was in reverse. This is about what you are creating. This is about collaboration as well and implementation. This woman is bringing her thing into the world that only she can bring. And it's about, again, collaboration. So who can you work with? But this was also in reverse. So it's also asking us to look at, where are we collaborating? Where are we working on projects, giving our time and energy and effort to something that does not align with what we are trying to bring into this world? We're trying to get to this wealth and this abundance and this happiness that this couple has. So this card, the Three of Coins, is asking us to take a look at, where are our collaborations misaligned and how can we do something a little bit different so we can actually create the life that we've been dreaming of, the life that we want. And even if you don't know exactly what that life looks like, it's okay. Step by step, you want to make sure that you are aligned. So that is my tarot card reading for us for this week. If you want more information, if you want to follow up with me about the information that I just gave out here for the collective, please do so. Find me on Instagram, Asha Wilkerson, ESQ. Do not hesitate to send me a message. If you want a personalized tarot reading or an intuitive reading, I will do those as well. Please also join my email list, get into my community. I have a new WhatsApp community that is specifically for folks of the African diaspora. We are focusing on healing and growing. So find me over there on WhatsApp or send me a message and I'll send you the link to the WhatsApp community. We are all about divesting from the things that are holding us back and creating the life that we want to live. For everybody who is at a crossroads right now and is tired of living the same old life, is feeling like something has got to change, even if it's just 10%, my one-on-one coaching program is called You First Coaching, and it is right for you. I will help you figure out exactly what it is that you want, need, and desire out of this life. Sometimes we have so many messages coming towards us. We've had them since the day that we were born about who we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to be. And when you realize that you are no longer in alignment with that vision, it's really important that you take some time to figure out what it is that you want, what it is that you need, and what it is that you desire. When we figure that out for you, we begin to take steps so that you can live with your wants, needs, and desires being met first. Now, it doesn't mean that you will no longer do for anybody else. It doesn't mean that you will never get married. It doesn't mean that you will never, give to your family. No, it means that you will be able to do all of those things better because you have actually met your own needs first. And when you take care of yourself first, you have more capacity to take care of everybody else and to do all the things that you want and need to do. Your desires become your filter for saying yes to the things that align and no to the things that don't. My coaching program is 3 months and your investment is $3,333. We will move you from not knowing where you want to go and how to get there to taking action and beginning to make those changes, living in abundance, creating your dream life in just 90 days. If you're interested in that, book a coaching sales call with me at ashawilkerson.com/coaching. It will be an investment that you will be so proud of yourself for making. Don't wait another 5 or 10 years doing everything for everybody else. The time is now to start living for yourself. I will see you here next week. Cannot wait. Ciao, ciao. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. The best way to keep in touch is to go to my website, ashawilkerson.com, and join my email list. If you'd like more information about this episode that you just listened to, head to the show notes and you'll find all the details and all the links. See you next week.